You poured everything into her, your time, your energy, your very soul. You laid it all at her feet, believing that your devotion would spark something real, something lasting. But what did she do? She made you feel like a ghost in your own life. She ignored your texts, laughed with others while you sat waiting for a reply. Let your loyalty sit and rot while she chased fleeting validation from strangers. You stayed, clinging to the hope that one day she'd see your worth, that she'd wake up and realize what she had. But deep down, you know the truth: she's already made her choice. You just haven't accepted it yet. This isn't just a moment. This is your turning point. The line in the sand where you decide to stop begging for scraps and start building a life that radiates power. If you're ready to break free, to reclaim your soul, drop "I choose myself" in the comments below and subscribe to WisdomWavesAura for more truths that hit like lightning. There are two types of men in this world: those who wait for her to change, and those who change their lives when she doesn't. Her actions told you everything, every unanswered message, every flaked plan, every time she made you feel like an afterthought was her shouting, "You don't matter to me." You've felt it, that gut punch of knowing she's not in this like you are. But you've been silencing that inner voice, drowning it in excuses, telling yourself she's just confused, or busy, or needs time. You've been calling your pain loyalty, your suffering love. Today, that stops. Today, you learn how to detach, not with anger, not for a week, but permanently from anyone who doesn't see your value. Let's break it down, step by step, so you can rise from this and become the man she'll never reach again. First, stop waiting for her to change. You wake up every morning hoping today's the day she'll finally get it, that she'll see the man you are and love you the way you deserve. But here's the brutal, soul-shaking truth. A woman who truly values you would never have made you wait this long. Love isn't a game of endurance. It's not a currency you earn by piling up devotion until she cashes it in. All you've done is bankroll your own heartbreak, disguising hope as effort. Every time she ignores your message, laughs at your vulnerability, or disappears when you need her most, she's telling you exactly who she is. And every time you stay, you're telling her it's okay to treat you like that. You've taught her that her silence gets your patience, her half-words gets your celebration, her betrayal gets your forgiveness. People don't change when they can get away with less. They only shift when they face the consequence of losing something they took for granted. You're not waiting for her to change, you're avoiding the pain of changing yourself. You're dodging the truth that your loyalty's been misplaced, that your love's been exploited, that your desire for connection has become your greatest weakness. Pain without growth isn't noble, it's wasted. Every time you explain yourself to someone who's already checked out, you chip away at your own value, not just in her eyes, but in yours. That's the real damage. Not her rejection, but your refusal to walk away. Detachment isn't about becoming cold, it's about waking up. It's stepping back and seeing her for who she is, not the version you've built in your head. It's looking in the mirror and asking, why am I more loyal to the fantasy of her potential than to the reality of my own peace? This isn't just about her, it's about your patterns. Somewhere along the line, someone taught you that love is earned through sacrifice, that attention is bought with pain, that being wanted is a reward for suffering. That's the lie you need to burn to the ground. Not just for her, but for every relationship you'll ever have. Walking away will hurt. You'll feel like you're abandoning your own heart. You'll question if you're giving up too soon. Replay the good moments. Wonder if you're overreacting. But nostalgia is a liar. Memory filters out the disrespect and plays only the highlights. The pain of leaving is the price of peace. You don't owe her a lifetime of chances just because you shared a few good days. You don't owe her your future just because she's part of your past. If she wanted to change, she would have. If she valued you, you'd never have to guess. If you stay now, knowing what you know, the suffering that follows isn't on her, it's on you. You must become the man who refuses to stay where his soul is dying. You must walk away, even with tears in your eyes, because the longer you linger, the further you drift from who you're meant to be. So what do? Decide your peace is non-negotiable. Delete her contact, not to hurt her, but to protect yourself from slipping back into the illusion. Cut every pathway she could use to reach you, because healing demands silence. Burn the letters, the pictures, the messages, every relic of a love that never was. Build a new routine that leaves no room for emotional relapses. Replace the time you spent on her with discipline, goals, and brothers who hold you accountable. Turn off the songs that pull you back to her. Stop stalking her online, searching for meaning in her posts. There's none. You're not decoding signals. You're projecting hope into her absence. And what do you never do again? Never rationalize disrespect. Never excuse inconsistency. Never lower your standards for the illusion of love. Never ignore your gut when it screams something's wrong. Never romanticize potential when reality's a nightmare. You're not here to fix people. You're not here to prove your worth. You're here to grow, to expand, to become. Anything that pulls you from that isn't love, it's a distraction in disguise. Detachment is coming home to yourself, reconnecting with the man you were before the world convinced you your worth hinged on being chosen. When you return to that truth, you realize you were never waiting for her to change. You were waiting for you, for the moment you said, enough. That moment is now. The longer you stay stuck, the more peace you forfeit, the more opportunities you miss. There's life beyond her, joy beyond her, passion beyond her, but you won't find it, staring at a closed door, hoping it opens. It won't. The sooner you walk away, the sooner you'll see how many other doors are waiting. You're not broken, you're breaking out. That pain you feel, it's not the end, it's the beginning of your rebirth. Subscribe to WisdomWavesAura, and let's keep building that unbreakable mindset together. She's not the prize. You are. From the day you were born, the world whispered a lie. A woman's validation is the peak of your worth. That your success means nothing without her approval. That the ultimate reward for your suffering is her choosing you. That lie has hollowed out countless men, leaving them desperate, performing for a smile from someone who's already checked out. You were taught to put her on a pedestal, to worship her attention, to climb the mountain of her expectations, believing that if you were loyal enough, patient enough, forgiving enough, she'd finally love you. But that fairy tale is your cage, and it's time to shatter it. She was never the prize. You are, until you internalize that truth, until it's the air you breathe. You'll keep losing yourself to women who wouldn't lift a finger for you unless it serves their ego. Your value isn't measured by how much you sacrifice for someone who barely sees you. It's measured by how fiercely you protect your standards, your energy, your purpose, your time from anyone who doesn't deserve it. Women aren't evil for valuing men differently. They're wired to seek the highest value partner. But if you act like your worth depends on how much you're willing to suffer for her, you signal that you don't believe in your own value, and she responds by withdrawing, disrespecting, dismissing, or replacing you. You must become the man whose presence is a privilege, not an obligation. The man so consumed by his own growth, his own mission, his own code, that begging for emotional crumbs is unthinkable. Build your life like a fortress, solid, sovereign, self-sustaining. She either adds to that empire, or she's shown the gates. Stop chasing women who give you indifference. Chase your own greatness with a hunger so fierce that your existence radiates a force she feels before you even speak. How do you do it? Master your mind. Reprogram yourself daily through the books you read, the mentors you follow, the company you keep. No more scrolling her socials, hoping to see yourself reflected in her life. Refocus that energy on becoming a man of action, discipline, wisdom, and wealth. Set non-negotiables. No chasing, no waiting, no tolerating disrespect, no second chances. For those who show you contempt, get honest with yourself. If she's not investing in you, pursuing you with the same fire you bring, she's not the one. Clinging to her isn't loyalty, it's self-betrayal. Level up your body. A strong body mirrors a strong mind. Dominate your finances. Freedom comes from independence, not dependence. Cultivate your purpose so deeply that your value multiplies, while hers, if she neglected you, fades to nothing. Stop crying over women who ghosted you when you were available. Become so unavailable to mediocrity that only the rarest souls earn your focus. True masculinity isn't just muscle or money. It's the quiet, unshakable confidence that says, I am enough. I was always enough. If you can't see it, it's your loss, not mine. It's walking away the second she hesitates. It's never negotiating your worth. It's being so complete within yourself that her absence creates zero turbulence in your mission. You can't fake this woman's sense and authenticity. They know when you're posturing versus when you're grounded. In Unbreakable Sun, when you shift from seeing her as the prize to knowing you are the storm, the sun, the mountain, you stop fearing loss and start choosing partners who add to your already full life. Practical steps. Wake up early and own your day before she even SDRs. Pursue mastery in a skill or craft with the intensity of a man whose legacy depends on it. Hold every interaction with the awareness that you're vetting them, not the other way around. Stop over-explaining yourself. Stop arguing for a place in anyone's life. Stop accepting the bare minimum as anything but an insult. Build hobbies, passions, and friendships outside of women so your emotional world isn't at her mercy. Cultivate the detachment that says, I want you, but I don't need you. If you stay, you add to my life. If you leave, you subtract nothing. This makes you magnetic not just to women, but to the world. Abundance flows to those who don't clutch at it with desperate hands. Learn from betrayal without growing bitter. Forgive disrespect without granting re-entry. Move through life with a fire no rejection can extinguish. Stop making women your religion, offering your soul at the altar of their approval. Build a temple within yourself so sacred that only the worthy dare enter. That's how you detach, not by hating her, but by outgrowing her so completely that you no longer speak her emotional language. You free yourself from every chain you placed on yourself in the pursuit of her love. You are the prize. Always were. Now live it. Subscribe to WisdomWavesAura for more raw wisdom to fuel your rise. Cut all contact. If she still has a way into your world, she still has a grip on your soul. The only way to heal is to go silent completely, unapologetically, permanently. Cutting contact isn't a ploy to make her miss you. It's not a game to spark her curiosity. It's the ultimate act of self-respect. The clean break between the man who tolerated her indifference and the man you're becoming. Most men have commits. They delete her number but keep her pictures. Stop texting but watch her stories. Block her on one app but check her on another. That's not detachment. That's self-deception with a filter. As long as she's in your orbit, even digitally, you're tethered to her. Every time you check her profile, you feed the illusion that something might change. Every time you reply to her just checking in messages, you teach her she can have you without effort, attention without investment, control without commitment. This doesn't just apply to romance emotional. Leeches come in all forms. Friends who drain you, family who guilt you, coworkers who blur boundaries. Your rule must be ironclad. I don't keep people in my life who treat me like an option. How do you cut contact for real? Make it permanent, not emotional. This isn't about being mad today or hurt yesterday. It's recognizing that staying available to someone, emotionally unavailable, is self-destruction. Block her everywhere not to punish her, but to protect you. Delete the chats, unfollow, unfriend. Disconnect from mutuals who keep her in your feed. You don't owe anyone an explanation. This isn't about closure, it's about clarity. Closure is what weak men chase when they want someone else to make their pain make sense. Clarity is what strong men create by setting boundaries. Every time you respond after deciding to detach, you reopen the wound. You hand her the knife and ask her to stab you again, hoping she'll be gentle. She won't, not because she's cruel, but because you're teaching her your pain has no consequence. Your time has no value. Your peace is negotiable. Silence is your power. Not ignoring her to hurt her, but ignoring her because you've outgrown her, because you've seen the truth. Access to you is a privilege, not a right. Once lost, it's gone out when she changes. Not when she cries, not when she begs. Gone is gone. What if she reaches out? What if she sends that perfectly timed "I miss you" text? That's the universe testing your boundaries. If you answer, you're not healed, you're hostage to the same cycle in a new skin. She doesn't miss you. She misses control. She doesn't want you back. She wants to see if she still can. People don't change patterns, they repackage them. She might come back softer, sweeter, saying everything you wanted to hear. But words without action are poison. Don't drink it. To detach, stop checking your phone for her epiphany. Stop haunting her socials like a ghost searching for whispers. Stop rehearsing arguments in your head, imagining what you'd say if you had the chance. You don't need to be heard, you need to be free. Freedom costs silence. Not quietness, waiting to be broken, but absolute silence that says, I've locked this door and walked so far I wouldn't hear it reopen. In that silence, you heal not because time passes, but because your energy returns to you. Back to the gym, your craft, your purpose, the man you were before you made her your idol and handed her the keys to your soul. Each day you don't reach out, you grow stronger. Each day you don't reply, you reclaim your spirit. Each day you don't look back, the chains loosen. This isn't about bitterness, it's about betterment. Every time you excused her neglect, you betrayed yourself. Every time you said, she's just going through something, you meant, I'm scared to be alone. But alone isn't your enemy, it's your freedom. It's where you rediscover who you are. Not a placeholder, not an option, not a backup plan. You're the one who decides who stays, who goes, who gets access. When someone stops adding to your life, they lose their place in it. Cut the contact, the excuses, the mental highlight reel that skips the disrespect. Stop romanticizing toxicity because it felt like home. Stop calling it complicated when it's just one-sided. Stop giving energy to someone who only takes if you're tempted to check if she's okay. Know this, she is. And if she's not, it's not your burden anymore. Your responsibility is you, your healing, your growth, your vision. If someone cared, you wouldn't question it. If someone wanted you, you wouldn't decode their signals. Love isn't a puzzle, it's a mirror. When it's real, it reflects you clearly. Your attachment wasn't healthy. It wasn't rooted in connection, it was rooted in trauma, fear, a need to fix what was never yours to repair. You don't fix people. You fix your standards, your patterns, your boundaries. Then the right people find you, ones who don't need convincing, who show up, who see your worth without you bleeding to prove it. When that day comes, you'll thank the version of yourself who was scared but walked away anyway. That's where it all changes. Keep leveling up with WisdomWavesAura. Hit that subscribe button for more. Build a life she can't enter. You don't need to punish her. You need to vanish into a life so fulfilling, so untouchable, so disciplined, that the man who once needed her becomes a stranger even to you. Cutting contact isn't enough. You must evolve so relentlessly that she no longer fits in your universe. She doesn't get a second chance at the new you because she rejected the old you without remorse. The best revenge isn't anger or words, it's silence and ascension. To detach for good, erase her influence from your mind by replacing emotional dependency with vision, structure, and fire. Build a routine so ironclad she wouldn't dare disrupt it. Start with your body, not for her, not for clout, but because discipline and training is the foundation of your future. Your habits shape your identity. A man who masters his body can master his life. Rise early, move, sweat, lift, run, walk alone in the cold, and remind yourself who you are without her. Then tackle your money. Build something, anything. You don't need millions today, but you need skills. assets, value that no one can strip away. One day, when she looks you up and she find a man she'd have to audition for and still might not make the cut. Beyond body and money, build your mind. Flood it with greatness, not drama, not gossip, not her latest post. Read daily, learn relentlessly. Ditch the music that traps you in your feelings and turn on audiobooks that reignite your drive. Consume content that reminds you what kingship looks like. Men who lead, who don't beg, who create legacies. Rebuild your circle. No more friends who enable your weakness. No more talks about how she might come back. Surround yourself with warriors brothers who call you higher, who speak vision into your soul, who'd never let you spiral over a woman who couldn't see you. Cut off anyone who keeps you stuck in victim stories. You're not a victim, you're a builder. Builders don't cry over what's gone, they architect what's next. Go deeper, build spiritually. Connect to something bigger than her. Bigger than you, call it God, purpose, legacy, the universe. Find it and tap into it daily. A man with purpose can't be controlled. A man with destiny in his eyes is immune to fleeting pleasure. Get so obsessed with where you're going that you forget where you were. So consumed with building your empire that you don't notice her watching from the outside, whispering hey, hoping to slip back in. But the gate's locked, not out of spite, but because you're building. She had her chance and chose her comfort over your soul. You'll smile not with ego, but with the peace of knowing her exit was your entrance into the man you were always meant to be. Stay locked in with WisdomWavesAura, subscribe, and let's keep climbing. Become the man she can't reach anymore. The final evolution isn't just disappearing. Physically, it's vanishing emotionally, mentally, spiritually, until you exist on a plane so high she could climb forever and never find you. This means killing the version of you that begged for closure, wiping out the mindset that mistook silence for hope and inconsistency for mystery. It's mastering your mind so completely that her validation, her absence, her opinions become background noise you barely hear. This mastery doesn't come from waiting or wishing, it comes from transformation. It comes from waking up every day with a mission so clear that distractions burn away like morning fog. The real battle was never you versus her, it was the boy who needed her approval versus the man who doesn't need her memory. Rise into this new self with ruthless commitment. Burn the bridges to her world. Refuse her reconciliation games when she senses you slipping away. Don't take her midnight calls reminiscing about the past, her too busy building a future so bright she'd never survive it. Don't leave the door cracked here, not waiting for her knock. You sealed it with discipline. Don't hate. Her hatred is still a tether. Forget her, because forgetting is freedom's final form. Don't wish her well that keeps you tied. Wish yourself well and leave her to life's lessons. As you become this man, your energy shifts. The way you walk, talk, carry yourself radiates detachment, not fake indifference, but authentic, irreversible transformation. You stop negotiating with life. You stop tolerating half measures. You stop doubting your value. You stop over-explaining your worth to those too blind to see it. You start attracting not just women, but opportunities, friendships, partnerships that match your new standard. High-value men don't chase, they choose. They don't beg, they build. They don't explain, they embody. When you become the man she can't reach, you don't notice her trying to reconnect because you're on a frequency she can't access. You're vibrating on a level she's never touched. Maybe years later, she'll see you from afar, successful, fulfilled, magnetic, and whisper, I knew him once, but it won't matter. By then, you'll be so legendary that her memory fades against the brilliance of the life you built without her. That's not revenge, that's evolution. You weren't born to beg for love that doesn't see you. 2. Chase approval that shrinks you, to waste your soul on those who treat it like an option. You were born to build, to conquer, to rise so high that every room you enter shifts because you're there. Stop waiting, stop wishing, become. Today is the day you choose yourself without apology, without hesitation, without looking back. The only thing you lose by walking away from what never valued you is the illusion you ever needed it. The man you're becoming doesn't chase love, he commands it through the life he builds. If this hit you deep, if you're done living on your knees for those who wouldn't crawl for you, prove it. Drop I choose freedom in the comments. Subscribe to WisdomWavesAura, like, and share. Not just for you, but for every man still trapped in silent pain he can't name. By supporting WisdomWavesAura, you're spreading truth to those who need it most. Let's rise together.